My name's Melinda and I'm an empowerment coach, and I originally hail from Australia and currently am living in Rio de Janeiro. I have been practicing transformational breath for about a year now. I met Philippa about a year ago, and shortly after meeting her, asked her about what she was doing, and it sounded really interesting. I've always been into holistic therapies and alternative ways of doing things, natural ways of healing and breathwork and yoga and things like that, and it really appealed to me straight away. And so I began my journey with transformational breath, working with her one-on-one. And then as her practice evolved, I've also continued on with it with the group sessions that she's been leading here in Rio, and I've also participated in the seminar that she held here in Rio in early November, so it was amazing. Growing up, I've tried a number of different things, including acupuncture and other sort of physical manipulation. I've been in my personal development and spiritual journey for a while now. I'd say 2 years of being really consciously aware of it. And I found transformational breath probably about a year into it, and it was after experimenting with a lot of different other holistic modalities and natural therapies that I've used to open myself and to establish a connection. For me, I found transformational breath to be really, it's quite amazing because you don't necessarily need anything besides yourself and the capacity to breathe in order to do it. So it's quite remarkable in a lot of ways, because as long as you're carving out the time for yourself and committing to that practice, you're able to facilitate it and facilitate your healing as you need it, and keep consistent with it, which is really important. And a lot of the other modalities that I was using, you had to be in a specific location in the jungle, or you had to be with a practitioner, or working with, a shaman or something, that ends up being quite costly if you account for travel and all the rest of it. So it came at a great time to really take my process to the next level and take it to a level that I was able to access and have it on a daily basis, basically, and tap into it as I need to, which is what I've needed as I've progressed and things have come rather quickly for healing and come up to the forefront. So it's been great. I found out about the seminar through Philippa directly, as I have been a client of hers for about a year now. So I was very familiar with what was going on, and it was something that I really wanted to take part in for me, because I knew that I wanted an accelerated program to really push me into the next trajectory, and really, launch me into the right direction. I wouldn't say there were any obstacles that were preventing me from joining. I'm definitely quite gung-ho when it comes to throwing myself into my journey and fixing things within myself. But I guess for me, at that point in time, I was a little unsure about the investment, and it was more the lens of how I was viewing it. I wasn't considering it as an investment in myself, and once I switched that around, it became a no-brainer for me. I didn't have any hesitations working with Philippa whatsoever. She's a very warm person, very loving, very caring, very nurturing, and I know that I'm easily able to express myself without any judgment or without any restrictions. That's, I think, one of the best things with working with her, is that you can speak to her without a filter and you can be heard, and I don't think there's very many people that allow you to do that. What appealed to me the most about the seminar and exploring the option of going was that it was an accelerated program, and it was all at once, 6 days of intensive breathing. And for me, having that all in one go really provided a great launching platform for a lot of shifts in my life and breakthroughs and real personal realizations and things that I needed to change within myself before I could experience what I wanted to experience on the outside, in my outer world. And so for me, that really sold it for me, knowing that it was going to be an intensive session, or week rather, and you'd be going through it with a great group of people and you'd get it done in one go. For me, that solved it. Transformational breath to me is a tool that I like to use in order to connect to my innate wisdom, my higher self, and it's also a tremendous healing modality. It helps integrate unintegrated emotion and takes the charge out of that, so that what's going on internally is more balanced and more me, I'm more aligned with who I really am. And because my inner is a lot calmer and a lot more neutral and less charged, my external is a lot more calm and serene, and yeah, it's just a wonderful tool to bring a beautiful change in your life. I absolutely love the seminar. It was so much fun. It was an amazing group of people. Philippa is an amazing leader and host, and the facilitators were absolutely fantastic. Each brought their own special way of doing things, and fabulous insight and wisdom, and it was just a really powerful experience to have. And for me, I noticed some huge changes within myself, but I think more significantly, really watching other members of the group, they changed in ways that I can't even believe. And so for me, that was really powerful to witness people on their own path and journey and kind of go up in a trajectory like this, which was just mind-blowing and really amazing. I loved the content of the course. I thought it was very interesting. I'm interested in all of that kind of stuff. I particularly really liked learning about the body mapping and how certain areas of the body correspond to certain emotions, and where we hold our feelings or our frustrations or things within our body, because I know my trigger points within my own body, so it was really nice for me to learn and discover more about that for me, myself. I loved learning about just the different aspects of spirituality through a different lens, through a different vehicle or different modality. I've studied a lot and read a lot of books about different ways of thinking and understanding this journey of life that we're on, and I thought it was really interesting. I think the most powerful thing that I learned over the seminar was how to self-facilitate, and also how transformational breath works and the theory behind it. I found that to be really interesting and powerful, and I think it's a wonderful tool, and I'm really happy to be using it in my everyday life. I think the thing that made me the most happy was how I felt in myself when I left. I just felt really free, very free, connected, just in such a good high vibe and positive state, and I hadn't been able to maintain that level of connection and that high vibration for a long time. I kind of was going up and down a bit for a while, and I felt like it just helped me raise the bar and keep the plateau at a higher level. So that was amazing. So that made me very happy. I'm into it. I'm so into it, I can't even tell you. So I have no doubt it'll be significant transformations again. So I'm excited to see what happens and what shape shifts in my life, and I'm ready. I've got my seatbelt buckled, let's just say that. I think everybody should do transformational breath, or at least try it once in their life. Absolutely. It's a gift. It's a gift. It really is a gift. And I think if you're wanting to connect, heal, find out more about yourself, it's something that's so easy. It's a great tool to use, and I would hands down recommend. I mean, it's just made such a difference in my life, and I think if you want to change your life for the better and live your best life and be your most authentic self, start breathing.